It's important that you all should know I make no claims to be something that what my advice is going to be worth anything. Anyone should do their own work. And I also have had history since 1975, a number of major mistakes as a result of which I've had considerable volatility in my results. And so therefore, once again, do your own work. Since the war started last Saturday, one of the major impacts has been a strong surge, something close to 30–40% in the price of crude oil. And I think it's clear why that's the case, because has already been doing things to block the amount of oil leaving from the Gulf, which goes through the Straits of Hormuz, which is to the north territory. Many people would say, gee, therefore, it must be a good time to buy energy stocks. And there's something to that. But my attitude is very different, because I think it's very uncertain what the conclusion of the war will do in terms of longer-term energy prices. If the conclusion of the war is in a way that allows to continue to block crude oil, then the size of the oil coming out of the Gulf is so enormous, we could easily get a dramatic increase even from the current levels, close to per barrel, and maybe get to well over 100 or even up to a new high, well over 100. In that case, if that's sustained, then it's clear that that could help the stocks of all across the energy spectrum, but particularly, I guess, in fossil fuels such as oil or natural gas, etc. On the other hand, if the result of the is to allow greater oil production, see, we're already starting to get that out of as a result of the capture of and the good connections that are starting to be put together between American oil companies that can go down to and cause, with their expertise, a very dramatic increase in oil production from, and having the same thing from if a new is positive to the United States and the West, then the amount of oil production coming out of could be increasing dramatically. And finally, if we ever get a result and a conclusion of the, once again, the enormous oil and natural gas reserves in could come back to fueling an overall increase in oil production. In that situation, you could have oil prices not go up, not even stay level, but could go down. And since the price of oil is so important to that whole sector of the market, the whole energy sector, I've chosen and will, I think, at least at this point, continue to choose to stay pretty much out of the entire energy sector, at least for now. If you want a copy of my book, The Speculator's Mosaic, just check below, or it can also be bought on Amazon.